All right, continuing on from earlier today. Welcome back to my light and love crew. It's so funny how patterns work. Like, sticking to the same script, which reminds us, when we see repeat behavior by repeat offenders, what do? Even when they act within a rehearsed pacifist manner, it's just strategy. It's the same in the playbook. So you have to remember within those inverse operations to not engage. Like, I'm still like responding back to him like, oh, well, he's like, what can I do to, fix this situation with the lights that aren't working anymore? And, certain things like this. Separate situations where I know he has secret audio or film in the house or in the car, somewhere like on our phone, something of that sort. Because to pick up on conversations almost instantaneously with suspicions that I've verbalized, not one-to-one with him, and then him address it like 24 to 48 hours later to kind of rectify the situation, given that there's court dates. Like, there's so much. It's crazy how much control there is. Control is attempted to being exercised here. And again, we revisit the same kind of like knowing that you're kind of like fucked because you fucked up so many times, and it's like looking the other way but giving like the side eye, knowing that the situation like is beyond correction, to being covered up again. So it's crazy. It's like I just sat down with my brother and my friend, the one that he slept over at their house last night, and but I'm sure he was drinking, and it's like it's the same old, and just playing the situation, like playing people so that he's kind of covered, like, oh, pity party over there because he was able to deal the same ticket, like, oh, my father passed away years ago and a few years ago, and then my mom's in a home, and this and that, like, and her birthday was just it just passed, and it's like, how many times are you going to deal this card as an excuse to like verbally abuse us, or like abuse the situation? And it's insane, like the timing, impeccable. So I forget, because I was going back and forth. I was like, well, that still doesn't alleviate my concerns about the secret audio or whatever and all of that. So he wasn't even really answering the question. He was like going around in circles. Well, I'm just looking to resolve this certain situation, and it's just for like the kids, for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. It's just for that, and the comic books, like I'll be better about the pots and pans. Like, I'm wasting my time here. This is all just script. It's all just script. Knowing that like he's being, I'm I'm equally trying to monitor the situation. Well, not equally, because like I don't know. He's gone really, really far, but he knows like the paperwork indicates like he's wrong. Like, he's trying to pull the poor me card so much. Like, it's insane. So, reminder, long story short, don't buy into all of it. It's just working, within the polarities of frequencies to play for a fool. And this is nothing to like be egoic about. Like, this is more so like understanding how manipulative it's been for, I've got 2 decades worth. Come on. So, I mean, this stuff happened before his father's like ailing health. It's and anytime I brought up like a good point, he was like, right, and so and he would just move on. He just like, and he just kind of like appease you through words. Okay, so angels of love and light, I welcome you in to direct and protect these messages, my chakras, my auras, my space, and that of my light and love crew and fam. Okay, so am I going to read these cards? I don't know if there's interference or not. Yeah, so 8 of Pentacles in reverse and King of Swords in reverse facing the World card. So, upon, completion, upon facing completion, we face the same crew, the same shit. Like, the people who are highly manipulative, like, will do anything that it takes to convince you, but they're not going to do the work. They're not going to do the work. It's just words, and he's like, yes, I understand. We've gone through, this before, and how, I can't expect you to believe what I say. It's just a matter of action. Just do it. So, like, I've heard this same deviation before. So, it's like, it's facing that, okay? So, there's something missing in between here, Spirit. So, what is it like that's missing in there? Angels of love and light, yes. Spirit, cosmic families of the like, ancestors of the like, ascended masters of like, inner children of the like, and spirit guides of the like, I welcome you in, as well as my besties from the beyond, that work within the light love. What is it that's missing in between? There's a gap of information here. So, okay, we have the Hermit card and the Wheel of Fortune card in reverse, facing the 3 of Cups in reverse and 6 of Swords in reverse. Okay, so in between this, he's pretending as though these characters in our lives are pretending as though they're going through the dark night of the soul, but they're like pulling a Yui. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going over here, like, it's just a hard time, because it's the holidays and I just want what's best for the kids, and poor me because, my dad passed away from cancer, a few years ago, and my mother, is, basically disabled, and, this and that, all of these things. He acts as though it's just his loss. And I describe as, caretaking for his mom as extremely difficult, but that's just difficult in itself. And it's even harder when you care about the person, when they're another, like, deviation of a good mother figure to you. So, like, trying to, like, manipulate the situation as though it's, like, just him, and he gets to use it as, like, the get out of free jail card, to abuse, like, the situation and his family. Like, it's crazy. Like, like, he pretends as though, like, he even said, I called a therapist and this and that, like, all of these strings, like, to say, like, like, to make sure that the chord keeps on going. Like, it is insane, but he's just going to pull a fast Yui. Like, he's not going to really do the work. That's what it's showing in between here when facing the world. Like, on my side, trying to finish the cycles for eels, like, you see, she's wearing the cape, the true cape of, like, the dark night of the soul. She's done it many, many times before, like, illuminated. When you have a cape, you don it because it symbolizes something that you've conquered, and not just in a one-time instance, but this is like a huge milestone, something that you're known for, something that you've earned. And so even though Spirit has led me to calmer waters, and, like, I'm in, somewhat calm waters, so there's no, like, bickering back and forth, like, there's just kind of, like, no celebration in it, really. I mean, how do I say it? There's some things to celebrate within this, but the fact is that, like, it's no shits and giggles. Like, it's ending cycles is not about like, hey, cheers, huzzah. That's not the full like vibe of it. It's the reality check of closure is almost like a solemn experience. It's a rude awakening where you just have to see things for what they are. And if someone is troubled and unhealed, okay, that's one thing. But like to put everybody in your crossfire at any given moment, and then it's a good thing that there's going to be separation here. But the fact is that he's like kind of playing the game, and I just want to put it out there that if to your benefit, if you're dealing with a similar situation, is that when things are rehearsed like that, the poor me and this and that, especially if things are like hidden, recorded, or if you're recording something that is very much scripted, so that it appears as though from an external point of view that they are really going through some really big trials here, and everybody can kind of just relate to that story, right? Whereas I'm like, well, what about this and what about that? So it makes me look like the enemy. You know what I mean? So just to remember to like just retrace your steps from before, and just realize, he's just a waste of breath. And just be, calm, collected, and just kind of pull yourself away from it. Like, you can say what you want, but I know that this is a waste of my time, or, that you're wasting my time. You haven't shown it, and I'm not going to listen to any more stories. That's it. You step away. So, yeah, I mean, the way people manipulate is insane. Because I went downstairs to grab something, and guess what? After him saying like, oh, I'm like, what about this laundry over here? Like, after I clean up, you try to clean up your stuff and dump it where like I just cleaned up. And it's just like, when you have a closet like just a few yards away, to put that stuff there, like, and when you work like from home and you do all these, like, you act like you don't have time, and so there's just it makes me sound like a nag when these are real, true things. So he's pulling the whole poor me story, and it's just like, okay, gotta step away from this, I just have to trust that the divine is uber powerful, okay, and whatever comes of this, it's going to be a better off situation. Like, I understand, that there's a hierarchy, and there's a lot of jealous people, and a lot of people just like don't want to see me just kind of, you know what, let's focus on the good stuff here, okay? I know that I can trust in spirit. That's the bottom line. However long it takes to settle with justice, with the ultimate fairness, given all of the destruction, I have to understand that this is like, okay, let's break away from the patterns, because conversing with him, conversing with these manipulative forces, it takes a lot of effort to when you are proposed with the how do I say it? When someone who is highly manipulative, and they propose that there's like some kind of like civil negotiations, and they use particular words to bend the spirit of the subject when they don't normally use those words, given the timing of everything, they're coming from an insincere place. So I think what it is, that extra pause, that hyphen, just that extra pause is needed. And I tend to forget that. I don't know, like, I get so angry at myself. But it's part of the learning process, and I really, just like even the thought, the idea that someone so foul to a partner of 20 years, to children who are now like well grown, you just have to trust for the divine. Trust in the divine. That's all, Like, if I have to break it down, like, who is the most trustworthy of, like, anyone when it comes to adulthood? The spirit. I don't know anyone else who is most trustworthy. Like, so, I feel good about that. Like, I don't know how the court stuff is going to turn out. There's so many, like, hands in the pot. I don't know how much the bills are going to be. But, I'm just tired of losing hope. So I just gotta go with what I know. And I know Spirit always does me good. Like, the angels, their intellect, like, hello. The timing, the reorienting, like the new game plan morphing, like, wow. That's insane. Like, just talking about Balenciaga, and then, like, these two things came up. Like, do you know how insane, like, time and time again, the divine has been so good at their delivery. Why would I believe anything else? Like, why would I believe something, so hurtful, so damaging, so threatening over something, a source that brings goodness, like, that has, not caused any doubt whatsoever. Why would I give more leverage to one that, like, does so much wrong, like, does so much destruction, over, the polar opposite? Why would I do, like, when I've clearly seen conflict resolution, like the creativity and something that could bring light into my life, It's been so comforting working with the angels within my spirituality, and, like, even without, like, all the crystals and all of that stuff. Like, if we just isolated it to, like, oh, I only have one deck of cards and I'm just doing this thing, like, seriously, they've shown me I could work with, like, like, just reading candle stuff. I'll get, the readings that I need. I've been shown when there's, like, snakes in the grass, when there's, BS energy, like, real time. And it's, yeah, so I went downstairs to grab something. Guess what? He was on his phone, like, like this, like, sitting on the couch, like, yeah, I know. Like, it was a completely changed atmosphere, like, character, like, he was calling somebody for some peace of mind, like, within, I don't know, family or whatever, but it was just to, like, it was insane. Bottom of the deck, the Fool card in reverse. Okay. So that reminds me, that's like, this is the orientation before the journey. This is like when you get to walk up to the trailhead, and before it's like seeing the map to progress through. This is we're very close, you know. Spirit just wants us to like catch on, you know, like we shouldn't be so hard on ourselves when we encounter this stuff again, because, you know, we didn't these are things that catch us by surprise. And when you work, when dark energy challenges you, it's meant to like revive you, like be more on point, be more alert with knowing yourself. And that's why it's so important, like hella important, to slow down for a second and really just look at ourselves, like really like be truthful and intimate with that process of and so I think that's why it's so important to just kind of like that Eight of Cups energy, where you're stepping outside of your situation and then coming back. You know, what we saw here in the previous reading was Three of Wands accentuated, and the Eight of Cups coming back, you know, with that, because the order is coming in, like what you want is coming through. Or how do I kind of like, I don't know. It's hard. It's different the way I see it versus here versus there. It's but it was accentuated. So is there anything else? Okay. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Why is it in reverse, Spirit? It's wasteful energy. You know, what we invest in. Like we have to see that. You know. So the Fool card came in reverse again. The Magician, the Emperor, and the Lovers in reverse. So, okay. So what are you telling us, Spirit? Oh, that Spirit is with us, like right, you know, at the trailhead, you know, approaching there. That we're working on our magic, you know, we're working on our manifestations, and it's becoming very clear, crystal clear, concise about what we create within our own darkness. Oh, shoot. This is like the Hermit card. What are we creating within our own darkness? Is it still light? Is it still of the light frequency? The Spirit is watching very, very closely, like hiding around the bend. Just watching very, very closely. That's actually really funny, because like I forget. I'm so close. Spirit is so very, very close. And I don't know why the Lover's card is in reverse though, like right behind Spirit. I think Spirit has him like a secret fondness of our journey. That even though we're like kind of down on our chips, you know, that Spirit's going to help with that, you know, because you see all the reds carrying through. And there's dragonfly energy here. Dragonflies are about transformation. So Spirit has that in mind, but for right now, yeah, so we have like elemental energy here, because we have the butterflies also within this cocoon stage. So as far as our investments, like when the Queen of Pentacles, the best mother from the queens, is in reversal, is in Hanged Man mode, where you have to stand like kind of objectively and look at the situation, is that we have to realize that we're like also within a transformative mode. So yeah, very, very important to know that when we're encountering darkness, what are we creating? Okay. Very, 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 very important. Because what it's pointing to me is this. Remember, like, the bougie two buxom, ladies with their furry, coats, and like, what are they're going to create within their own likeness. And then with the color, it's like, oh, they created like brands like Balenciaga. What do you create within your own darkness? That's what they're saying. So, okay. Anything else, angels? Okay. So we have the Hierophant pronounced and the Ten of Wands pronounced. So it is a lot of responsibility to take accountability for all of the extra baggage that we've carried, and needing to transmute that, because all of those wands can be repurposed, right, into fire, right? So it's the art of discipline within within having to move forward. Like, what it really means to move forward, like within this new phase, this new era. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay, why is that there? Yeah, when there's like no reciprocation in love, or like just manipulative energy, like coming in, going out, like as you please. Two of Wands in reverse. Yeah, it's when you accept energies like this in your life, it's like low vibrational frequencies, non-committal. It's like you're selling yourself short and getting the short end of the stick. You're not sizing up your situation correctly. We're allowing for people to devalue us because they can't size us up correctly. They're not even of the same intellect, they, not only is it like insulting to us, but it's very prejudiced. It's very double standard. Definitely. These situations are very double standard. So it would be an injustice for us to continue on like this. Okay? Top of the deck, Strength in reverse. It's strength training. That's it. It's just fortifying. Because this new era, like, it's well due for us. We saw the Ten of Pentacles earlier. I'm going to cut the deck because I just, like, this just does not feel good. These are not, like, the feel-good vibes. Like, but it's coming into, like, the awareness of, just of what's going on. And it's just serious stuff. What are you going to do? Okay. What is it? I'm going to break it twice. Okay. So what is it you want to convey? Five of Pentacles, lack mindset. But like it, you have this picturesque like vision of what it's supposed to be like, within your heart chakra, what you remember, what you recall, what it's supposed to be like. And if it's not like that, if the picture is not matching up, it's not adding up. So, like mindset, like that contrast, that argument from within. You're like, my inner temple doesn't, is not like depicted on the outskirts. So it's there's something more to it than that, though. Five of Pentacles. Having to go within. When you don't see it on the outside, you just gotta go within. That's what it is. Because when I remember the Rider-Waite-Smith depicts is like there's a church, and there's like two like people in poverty. One is like injured, and but they're left out in the cold. Another way to look at that is that if you just look around, like go within, because there's a community inside there. It's not always meaning that you're an outcast. but to go within. So going within that temple is going within, your soul, your heart. So let's go ahead and break that part again. Three of Pentacles. So it's just rebuilding. Yeah, rebuilding that inner temple. Is creating new life. Yeah. Because this one I wanted to break up again. 7 of Wands. You have to humble yourself. You have to kind of just start again. And so what we're looking at, this isn't necessarily rebranding. It's not as easy as rebranding. Here it's just starting anew. That's it. And this is old world. This is the end of days here. I feel like there's something. Am I missing anything else, Spirit? Okay. I fell kind of on the Magician, 10 of Wands kind of thing. It's the Ace of Swords, muted. So we already know this. Anything else that comes from this, it's already within our inner knowing. There's already wisdom, just to tap into within. We're not going to get it from scrolling through our feeds. We're not going to get it there. We might get some support, but when you do it so frequently in times of need or in times of question, it becomes stale, and you might get a little bit of support here and there, as far as what you might need to hear, but you just know that that's not the place. That's not how to retrieve the answer. I obviously don't know all of the answers when going through the court stuff. I don't. There's a lot of uncertainties. I just hope, because there's a price tag attached, this ongoing price tag attached to, the settlements. And I'm just trying to follow what Spirit is telling me. And I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't understand. Because I just where do the 10 of Pentacles fall into here? Oh, this is after the dragon energy. That was after that. I think Spirit is not telling me what's up for me, because they'll know. I'll just read it. I'll just read it and share it, and others are very, very angry behind the curtain, not beyond the veil, but within a certain hierarchy, and within certain organizations. I don't know why females, but definitely they don't want to. Okay, no, I'm supposed to focus on the good stuff. Okay. I am destined to succeed. That's all there is to it. The questions that I don't have answers to just yet, I'm not supposed to worry about. There's only so much that we can control. There's only so many answers. Like, there's only so many questions that how do I say it? To further stress myself out, it's just like paving the road for my future. And I don't want to, like, I don't want to fall victim to any of that pronounced energy. If when spirit allows me to manifest what's due, I don't want to bring in that baggage. I don't want to have that baggage. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say to that. Like, I don't have anything to prove to anyone. Yeah, it says just keep watching the door. Like, don't let anybody in. You can just sit there. Like, don't Eight of Swords, like thinking that you're stuck but you're not. But like Spirit saying, like, keep those gates like closed. Don't. This is a very delicate time. As a reminder, Spirit is telling me, do not, don't start that like group up yet, because there's very good reason for that. Yeah, Spirit's saying, like, hold up on that. Oh my gosh, Spirit is absolutely saying, like, do not let anybody in. Like, stand your ground. Yeah. Oh my gosh, like, be patient, stand your ground, keep those gates closed. 5 of Wands, because there is a lot of conflict, like 9 to 5. This is it. Just as Spirit was saying, like, 9 to 5. This is like old work situations, old organizations that I've been associated with, even ones that like I haven't been employed through, really, but like, associations, networks, but definitely those that have come in contact with me and know my energy, know my magic, knows what I can manifest, because they did readings on me. They could read my part of my destiny. They could see part of my future. And oh my gosh, the jealousy, the conflict, it keeps them up, like straight up, for reals. See, they want a battle. Do you see that? They think they're kings of the jungle, but you know what? They haven't earned their stripes. You know what I mean? Spirit is saying, like, do not let any of them in. That's why there's such a holdup. That's why I don't see any money. Yeah, sure, there's bills racking up when it comes to, like, just even like the lawyer stuff. That it's not supposed to. Like we said, if I were to how do I say it? Like, there's more to life than just looking. I mean, how do I say it? Because people are gonna be like, "What? This girl." There's greatness coming for me, but because of that, there's this too. People who will not bat an eye, who will not like flinch to fuck you over, and I mean that in the most like ghetto tone, for sure. They will not hesitate. Do you see that? They're almost trying to get at us from behind, like side, outside of our peripheral view. They're working day and night. They cannot sleep. They probably are insomniacs. And knowing that this is a retrograde period and a full moon is, or is it? I think a full moon is coming next week, the 7th or 8th. Yes, it is a cold, I think it's cold moon, frost moon. It's also the elder moon. It's a full moon in Gemini. So I'm just kind of just be aware of that, you know, the triggers. Yeah, so Spirit's not gonna like tell me like Spirit's not gonna say everything that's going on. And I could push and push and push and push, but like Spirit will tell me, like, I cannot believe how, like, no, I can believe but it's amazing to me how firm Spirit is on this. That's 3 times, like, in many different ways, Spirit is saying, like, nope, hold your ground, do not let anybody in, do not, like, be patient with this, you know, like, as far as, like, keeping those gates closed, your guard up. This is the best time for it. Whenever you receive this message, for me, it's right here, right now, December 1st. Keep those gates closed. Okay, so here we go. Oh, one fell out. It's the eye. It fell on my lap. Oh, so it's like that on-off switch kind of thing, or Morse code. We have D-I-E. There you go. A-P-E. T-H-Z-J-E-E-S. So, we have a very, what do you call it? Like, how do you call it? Primitive type of behavior in wanting to, like, execute us, basically. This is die, ape. I have C. Size. People trying to size us up, like pie, thinking that it's almost easy as pie. I have someone's name here, Paige with a J. Japes. I have Jeep. Someone has a Jeep. These are clues for me too, and I think I know what those mean. There's something else here. There's another name here. Jade. No. There's no D here. Because I've got Jape, which is like some name. I know it is. There is another name in here. I know for a fact. Oh no, there's D here. So there is Jade. Was that a fake truce? There's DJ, PJ, Spade, yeah, wanting to like really spear at things. What are you gonna do, you know? I don't even, you know, I don't want to jump to conclusions here, okay? There is another name here. Okay, give me a second. I gotta move some things around so I can really look at this, because there's some interference wanting to make its way through. fixate. And if I don't find it here, I know I'm going to find it another time. It'll show me during private time. Path. I know there's another name in here. There's something. Why am I not seeing it? I know for a fact that there's someone else's name in here, and it's really trying to stay hidden. Okay, I'm going to put jade here because I know it's a stone that we can all work with. It's from the heart chakra. Also brings luck, wealth, but it's work with the softer tones of the heart chakra. I feel like it's gentle, but it's what do you call it? Potent, gentle but potent. Yes. Seth is here. The Seth I know of is dark. I could see his energy. Definitely, and it's from the same job. Okay. Well, there's Theo, but I don't personally know a Theo. Well, it'll come to me when it comes to me. It will. Okay. So, let's move on. Days. Like dazed and confused kind of thing. There's also doze. So there's some kind of subtle energies, magic being done as far as like kind of leaving confusion or putting you in like a sleeping spell. You remember like Wizard of Oz, those flowers that they passed by? Very similar to that. Leaves you confused and like tired all of a sudden. So just be aware of that, to be in good health, so you know your own frequencies versus what's being like kind of sent your way. And how to remedy that, because once you notice the difference and put it out into the universe to find the remedies for it, you will receive that. But you have to notice. That's part of the formula, to like call it out, you know. A lot of people say like like how we were raised, how tattletales or snitches or rats or whatever were given a bad name, because like that's to cover up like misbehaviors, the tracks of it. So to like frown upon the behavior of speaking something out, to say that someone's like a tattletale, like the universe calls for it. It's part of like the equation. So in order to remedy that, you do that in like I, as far as I've heard, like in AA, that you have to be able to like admit yourself and admit that there's a problem before it can get resolved, before you're given the resources. So I'm going to put size here, because I feel like it's, I don't actually, yeah. I don't know. I mean, others are going to size us up, but I think it's more important that we size up the situation. Okay, so let's look at it that way. Let me look at our own path. Because we can see like the frequencies, the patternings of what comes our way, but like that's like a waste of breath for us, Spirit is saying. So we have Ahi here, so like just keep swimming through this path. Just keep going. So we have a structure of a building structure and the sun out. That's what we have here. Okay, gonna show it to you and then we're done. So that's what we have. And just to get a closer look so you can see, so you can really see what's going on there. Okay. I think that's it for now. Thanks very much for joining in. Thank you to the Divine that has helped assist with the accuracy of these messages and protecting them, as well as our space, our chakras, our auras, and that's it for now. At this time, any portals that have been opened, I send the energies back well and safe, with the blessings of both their good and their bad karma. Because that's what we're going to face anyway, so just ensure that it's not left behind as my baggage. We're going to close those portals up because this reading is now officially over. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you again next time.